Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I painted this poppy flower with watercolors. This is a faster version here on YouTube, but a real-time version is already published in my Patreon art school. So the link to that is in the description below. I start off with masking all the anthers in the center so that we can comfortably paint the flower. And before painting, I'll just lighten the sketch with my kneaded eraser. Now for the colors, I am going to use Helios purple. This is from Sennelier. This will be our main petal color. And to this, I'm also going to use a little bit of Rose Madder Lake. Now for a bigger petal, I like to use a little bigger brush. This is my size 6 brush. And for the first wash, I always prefer working wet on wet. So I'm going to apply a very clean water glaze to the entire petal. Apply water as if you're applying paint very carefully within the pencil boundaries. And it should have a very even glaze of water. Now I'm loading my brush with color, taking a mixture of both. And this I will be feeding in the center of the flower where the color is maximum. Taking a little bit more of Helios purple. The top portion of the petal is quite light, so I'm just dragging whatever color is there in my brush towards the top. Always work in the direction of the veins of the petal. And now here I'm just lifting off the color with a damp brush. I'm going to apply this lilac color which I've made by mixing Helios purple plus Phthalocyanine blue and Sennelier yellow deep. These are the three primaries and I'll be using this combination for the entire flower over here, even to make all the darker colors on the petal. So I'm using a very limited color palette over here. I'll continue with the pink color. So in this first wash, I'll be giving the very light pink colors as the base, and when it dries in the second layer, we'll be giving the darker colors. So that way we are keeping everything very clean and not stressing ourselves out with so many colors. The painting is still wet from our first glaze of water. So I am working very peacefully, very calmly. There is still dampness in the painting, so I'm just adding a little bit more of color. And now with a clean damp brush, I'm just lifting off the highlights. As your painting starts to dry, that is the best time to lift off all the highlights, all the lighter veins. After lifting, every time you just wash your brush and dry it on a towel and then lift off. So this way I do it on all the petals. Working in layers is very important when you're working with realistic paintings. So now for the second layer, I again wet the surface and I'm feeding in more color, making the colors more intense. Now this is the lilac using our three primaries. I've switched to number 4 brush for more control. working in the direction of the veins that I can see on the reference picture. Now I'm using this dark color, which is again made by same three colors, Helios purple plus Phthalocyanine blue plus Sennelier yellow deep, but more in a concentrated form. Even the darkest colors, I don't go directly with very dark intensity in my first layer. This is still the lighter version of that dark color. And with a damp brush, I'm just lifting off the highlights in the center of those veins. And now I'm taking a more warmer version of that same three colors. This has more of yellow and pink in it to fill inside those darker area. Since the paper is wet, I'm getting very soft lines on the petal, making the petal look very soft. So this way I continue on all the petals. And now I'll start with working on the center. So with my rubber cement picker, I'm just going to lift off the masking fluid. So I've retained this dark color for the filaments in the center, and now I'm going to mix some colors for the center. So for the green areas in the center, I'm just mixing lemon yellow and adding very little bit of Phthalocyanine blue to make it a vibrant yellowish green or greenish yellow. I'll just test it out. So this will be our lightest yellow color. The mid green will be lemon yellow plus Sennelier yellow deep and Phthalocyanine blue. So see, again I'm keeping a very limited palette here. I'm not using any of my ready-made greens. So I'm adding these three colors to get a nice olive kind of green, light green color, a very bright green. And you can keep on adjusting with these three colors. So here I'm just mixing Sennelier yellow deep plus Phthalocyanine blue. And for the darkest green, I'm just taking Phthalocyanine blue plus very little bit of Sennelier yellow deep. Okay, for the dark portion over there. So with these three greens, I paint the center of the flower. The center of the poppy is very intricate, so I took a good amount of time to paint it. And since I've painted this on a bigger paper, this bigger size, this is 10 by 10 inch size, so I could get all the details in the center. Next, I paint all the anthers using the same three colors, three primaries, but a very lighter version and more of yellow in it. And then I painted all the filaments which are surrounded by anthers. Now I give the details around the anthers, making them look 3D. I just adjust all the tonal values in the entire anthers, the light values, the darker values, and even the midtones. And even in the flower, I again gave finishing touches. I adjust all the values, especially after you finish the center. You will definitely have to come back to the petals to adjust all the tonal values. So after finishing the flower, I move on to the stem. For the very fine hair on the stem, I've again used masking fluid. For every tutorial, you'll be getting the color mixes that I've used. I'll be showing you what colors that I prefer, and you'll get the line drawings and different stages of progress pictures so that you can compare your ugly duckling stage with mine and be rest assured that you are on the right track. I use loads of techniques like wet on wet, wet on dry, dry brushing, lifting to finish any watercolor tutorial, and all this you will learn in my online school. So I hope you like this video. If you do like it, please subscribe to my channel, and if you're interested in learning more of these techniques, you can join my art community on Patreon, where I regularly post all these tutorials. So see you in the next video then. Bye.